What's up, everybody? This is Sam. I'm here with Colin.
Hey.
And the year is 1990.
It is. It's a lovely year.
Everybody on Earth gets together and forms a Mario face by standing together on a planet, and they shout Mario. This was the commercial for Super Mario Bros. 3, and the hype also included a full motion picture. Nintendo Power covers, everything you can possibly imagine. This was the most hyped game in history, I think, at that point.
Oh, for sure. There's no doubt about that.
And man, did it live up to it.
Absolutely. This is one of the great games of all time. No doubt about that.
I think this is the game that we argue about alongside several other games repeatedly when we make lists at IGN. You know, it's just like, well, what about Mario Brothers 3? You know, that always comes up. It's really funny. And then, of course, there's the Super Mario World faction.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think Super Mario World's a better game because I think it expands on what Mario 3 did so well. But like that's like saying like what game is a 10 and what game is a 10.
Yeah.
Because they're both 10s.
And in terms of personal history, I spent equal times with both, and they meant different things to me in my life, you know?
Absolutely.
But this one was actually just... I didn't play a lot of Zelda when I was a kid. And I really liked Simon's Quest, Castlevania 2.
Me too.
And I liked it and Final Fantasy. And I like those games for their exploration. They're full of secrets, and you have to just probe every corner. I love that. And Mario 3 really brought that to the Super Mario Bros. Series. Now, Super Mario Bros. 2 had that. There was secret areas. Super Mario Bros. 1, of course, was famous for secrets. But this game really had crazy just levels that you could never find normally, and completely hidden stuff, and of course the warp whistles.
Of course, yeah. And so you can see that we started kind of late in World 1 where we chose not to warp forward. I guess we'll show you the castle and then maybe show you a little bit of the desert world, which is World 2. But I love that part of this game too because it had the mystery that was actually kind of started in Mario 1 even, when you're just jumping on top of the stage and running over the numbers and basically warping around, and it takes it to the next level by flying into places that you couldn't see and bringing you to places that you weren't supposed to be in yet. And I think Mario 3 also continued the tradition that Mario 1 had too, which was that it was a really hard game. I mean, like the game's hard. If you're not used to it, if you don't understand how it feels and the mechanics of Mario, it's
they made it easier for us chump Americans. In the Japanese version of Super Mario Bros. 3, which, by the way, came out 2 years earlier. They had Super Mario Bros. 3 2 years earlier there. So there are bootleg cartridges that were distributed in the United States illegally for kids to play it. But in that game, when you have a fire flower or a raccoon tail and you get hit, you turn small.
Just like in the original Mario, right?
Yeah. And in the American version, you will stay big. It's just it's funny how they did, and I hear that about a lot of games. Actually, there's a lot of kind of dumbing down for U.S. audiences, but it's still a difficult game.
It is, and I just love how the assumption with Japanese developers, and I don't know if it was rightfully so or not, because I felt like I was pretty good at games when I was a kid, was that we just didn't know how to play games.
Yep. But we learned.
We did, and I think Mario 2, which we did a video for as well.
These levels are so short. Look at that.
I know.
I just remember this being the most harrowing journey to the end of this level, and then you just got there in 30 seconds. But they're also vertical, though, which is really cool. So what I really, really connect with on this game, and this is part of our personal histories, is that I had a strategy guide for this. It came with Nintendo Power, and it was a full, like, maybe 300, well, it was probably about 125 pages strategy guide, and it was just epic. Did you ever see that guide?
No, I haven't. I don't think I have, actually, no.
I think it's my earliest remembrance of, like, something like we have both written, strategy guides. And there was one for Ninja Gaiden 2. There was one that
That's a tough game.
Yeah, that Nintendo Power put out too. But this one, just like having that next to it, and just learning that you can choose the right chest in those houses, and you can make that crazy ghost ship appear in this level on the first level. Do you remember getting that?
Yeah, that I do remember.
It's so crazy. It's like the number of coins you get in under a certain time limit. I think you can even do that on this level.
And I'm jumping in here to. With controller in hand, kind of jumping in here to just the World 2 to show you guys a little bit of this. We'll get the raccoon tail. And I love these enemies when I first saw them, the jumping blocks. Very devious.
And you can see they're not shining.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. They remind me a lot of like the cartoons. Like when you're watching a cartoon, they're about to open a cabinet, so it's a different color.
Yeah, the door itself is like an off shade of brown because they have to animate it.
Yeah, it's like so weird. It's the same thing here, but this is more of a way to kind of give you a hint of what's happening. And I don't know, Sam. I mean, I just feel like the gameplay is just so special in this. Like it's
a desert island game.
It feels so. It is. It feels so good. I feel like it's just a.
There's a weird secret in this level. You can fly up to the upper left for a pipe, but I can't remember where you can take off from.
Maybe up here.
I mean, just the raccoon tail alone, such a cool idea. It's just like, now you can fly in a Mario Brothers game. So smart. Oh, nailed it. Can he get there?
So let's.
You can probably do it from here. Oh, there it is. So you have to hit the
bricks
out.
I have to hit the from the bottom. Let's try it again.
You got this. So there was the Hammer Brothers suit also, which is you know, I love the Tanuki suit, I love the Frog suit, but the Hammer Brothers suit was special because you can never really use it in a level effectively.
No.
There's some levels where you can use it to walk over piranha plants, and that's great. But it's just like, you know, you get it and you just save it. You hoard that stuff,
right?
And then you end up wasting it on those World 8 levels.
What did I do
you know?
that for? Absolutely,
you
yeah.
get to the end and you're just like, oh, I got this whole stock of stuff, and now I got to use it on one of these stupid airship levels.
Yeah, it reminds me
help.
of. It reminds me of like when I'm playing an RPG and I'm like, I have like 99 tonics and I've not used any of them and I actually don't really need them.
You get the 6 elixirs by the end of Final Fantasy 3. You're like, well, I could I could use these on the final boss, but then you just steamroll the final boss. You don't ever need to use them. This is funny. I never got good at this, but I know people who just like focused on this. Or the card game, you know, where you flip over the cards.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was Nintendo Power that had.
Yeah, there's a solution grid for
yeah,
that.
like where if you flip one of the cards over, it tells you which one it is, and then you can go through them. It's like Kid Icarus with the treasure rooms.
Yeah. Oh, were those set?
Yeah, they were.
That.
Yeah, they were. I think there was like 3 of them. Yeah.
That must be helpful too, because you really need hearts early on in that game. Did you ever get the credit card in Kid Icarus?
Yeah, I did. And it is weird, and it's a funny. It's funny.
Yeah, that game.
You really kind of need it.
Yeah, I mean that game has a clear sense of humor. This is one of the levels where if you get so many coins below a certain time limit, you can get that crazy ghost ship to appear. Speaking of Kid Icarus, though, we are doing this for many other games because it's Nintendo's 125th anniversary, and we just want to play Nintendo games and talk about them. So please keep checking back. We're going to be doing a lot more NES games, Super NES, GameCube, Nintendo 64, just pretty much the whole run of Nintendo's career, although we haven't found a pack of Hanafuda cards to mess around with yet.
No, we'll get that Let's Play.
That was the first 100 years of their existence.
Yes.
But yeah, keep on checking back for more videos, and thanks for playing, Colin.
Thank you.